So whenever we measure any physical quantity that involves comparison with certain basic or arbitrarily chosen internationally accepted reference standard, and that is called unit. For example, suppose we want to measure the physical quantity length. So we can measure length in feet and meters and centimeters in any of the unit, but we must have an internationally accepted basic unit. So in the present scenario, the SI units are selected, and in SI unit, the unit of length is meter. So we will use to measure the physical quantity length unit measure. Meter as a unit we will be using, right? So for measurement of any physical quantity like length, mass, time, and other physical quantities also, we need a comparison with a certain basic unit, and basic arbitrarily chosen internationally accepted reference, and that reference is known as unit. So 1 kilogram is the unit of mass in SI system, and with 1 kilogram we compare and we tell the mass of the other things. Okay, now we need only a limited number of units for expressing all the physical quantities. Suppose apart from the length, mass, time, we have suppose quantity velocity. The velocity is a physical quantity which can be expressed in terms of meter per second. That means in terms of two basic physical quantities. What are the basic? Length, mass, and time can be supposed to be basic or fundamental units. The velocity is derived from that. Velocity, whose unit is meter per second, is derived from these basic units or fundamental units, and that is why this is known as the derived unit. Similarly, momentum, mass into velocity, that is also a derived unit. Suppose kinetic energy, so half mv square or mgh by any other method we can calculate the energy, so that unit will be derived unit from the basic units. So basic units are certain units which express all the physical quantities which we encounter. Okay, so let us come to what is international system units. First of all, we are knowing that earlier systems of measurements were CGS system. CGS means centimeter, grams, second system. Then FPS system, foot, pound, second system. Foot for length, pound for weight, and S for second. Then MK system, meter, kilogram, second system. Okay, these systems we were using. The system unit which at present internationally accepted is System International d'Units. This is a word, French word, System International d'Units. Phrase, French phrase. Okay. So international d'units. So System International, SI is taken in the abbreviated form. In that abbreviated form, we call this as SI system of units. So what is SI system unit? Some conference was done, General Conference on Weights and Measure in 1971, and all the people from the world, all the scientists from the world gathered, and they decided that we have to use certain units in scientific, technical, and industrial and commercial work. That's why we need a system of units. So SI unit was formed at that time. Okay. SI unit is a decimal system, so it is very convenient to use that. So we will be following SI units in this book. There are 7 base units. We have talked about the base units. So there are 7 base units, and these are given in the table below 2.1. See, these are the base units. This table shows length, a unit is meter, mass, unit is kilogram, time, second. Electric current, unit is ampere. Thermodynamic temperature, unit is Kelvin. See, the temperature is also measured in degree centigrade and Fahrenheit, but SI unit is Kelvin. You have to remember that. Amount of substance in chemistry, you are referring to the amount of substance in moles. So mole is a unit. Luminous intensity in candela. Luminous intensity is in candela. Okay. So this is SI units. So meter, kilogram, second, ampere, Kelvin, then mole, then candela. These are the fundamental or base units. 7 base units are there. Apart from that, 2 more units are there for angle. One is for plane angle. You see the plane angle d theta. So this is one line, this is another line, and these two lines enclose an angle d theta. Okay. So if we make a circle of this radius, and this is arc of the circle, then angle is equal to arc upon radius. A formula of the trigonometry is there. So d theta is equal to ds upon r. So d theta is measured in radians. Plane angle d theta has unit radians. Similarly, solid angle is also defined. This is just like an ice cream cone. You have seen the ice cream cone. So there is a solid angle made by the vertex. Okay. On the upper area, upper circular area is enclosing a solid angle at the vertex of the cone. Ice cream cone you would have seen. So this solid angle d sigma, its unit is steradian. Its unit is steradian. And how this formula comes? This d sigma solid angle in steradian is equal to this area divided by this radius square. Okay, suppose you complete this sphere. So this is part area of that sphere, surface area of that sphere. Only a part of that surface area of the sphere. And that part divided by radius square is a solid angle by that area at the center. Okay. So this is the formula, can be remembered. This one also, d theta angle is equal to arc upon radius in radians, and solid angle is equal to area upon radius square. So plane angle theta and solid angle d sigma in radians and steradian, these are two extra units apart from these SI units. How these units are defined? These units are defined by certain phenomena or by some physical prototype. See the case of the meter, how it is defined. A meter is the system, is the length of the path traveled by light in vacuum during a time interval of 1.299792. This is 3 into 10 to the power 8. 1 upon 3 into 10 to the power 8 approximately of a second. Okay, that is a time interval of this. In this time interval, the distance traveled by the light is known as 1 meter. So by a phenomena, it has been defined 1 meter. So what, let us see kilogram. Now, an international prototype is there of a kilogram, that is of a platinum iridium alloy cylinder. This is kept at the International Bureau of Weights and measured at Seviers in Paris, France. Okay. In India, this prototype is also in several countries. In India, it is in Delhi. This prototype is kept in Delhi. Similarly, second is defined with the help of certain phenomena. See, 91926317770 periods of the radiation corresponding to the transition between the two hyperfine levels of the ground state of the cesium-133 atom. So with the help of the vibration of cesium-133 atom, this second has been defined. Similarly, other units are also defined. You have to just go through once how these units are defined. And there are some units which are retained for general use, but they are not in the SI system. What are these? Minute is not in SI system, but we are still using. hour, day, year, degree, liter, ton, carat, bar, curie, Ranjan, quintal, barn. All these units are still we are using, but these are not in the SI units. Okay. Now let us discuss the measurement of the length. How do you measure length? You measure length with the help of a simple scale. Okay, so meter scale is used to measure. uh, have you seen a meter scale in which the markings are uh, 1 to 100 centimeter? So 100 centimeter makes 1 meter. So a smallest division on that scale is 10 to the power minus 3 meter, or 1 mm we say. Okay, so this is 1 mm. So it can be used from 1 mm to 10 to the power 2 meter. Okay, 10 to the power 2 centimeter means 100 centimeter. So meter scale can be used as 10 to the power minus 3 meter to 10 to the power 2 centimeter means 100 centimeter. So it ranges there. Vernier calipers. If we use a vernier caliper, the vernier calipers is a special instrument. You will be doing practical on that. That is used for accuracy of 10 to the power minus 4 meter. So it can give more accurate value than the meter scale. And screw gauge is also a special instrument which is more accurate than the vernier calipers. Okay, spherometer is also like screw gauge, can measure up to 10 to the power minus 5 meter. For example, to understand this, suppose we are measuring from meter scale, we are measuring 10 point 10.1 we are measuring. So decimal के एक place तक value हमने measure की. We are measuring here 10 centimeter. इसका मतलब what does it mean? 10 centimeter 1 millimeter. Okay, that is from meter scale. And if you use vernier calipers, if you are using vernier calipers, you can measure less than 1 mm. Means more accurate value will be taking. So it will give you somewhere around 10.15. Means 2 millimeter in between the 2 millimeter divisions it will read, and it is more accurate. This will give 10.15, 10.16, whatever value, accurate value is there, it will give. So it is accurate to the 2 points of the decimals. And if we use screw gauge or spherometer, it will give more accurate value. It will give 10.15, and to the third point after decimal 1.153. So it is accurate to the 3 points of the decimal. Okay, so it is more accurate. Screw gauge is more accurate than the vernier calipers. Vernier calipers is more accurate than the meter scale. Okay, so that's why it is written it can measure the length as less as 10 to the power minus 5 meter, spherometer and screw gauge. Vernier calipers can measure for the length accuracy of 10 to the power minus 4 meter. And this meter scale can be measured up to 1 millimeter accuracy, means 10 to the power minus 3 meter. 10 to the power minus 3 meter, its accuracy. 10 to the power minus 4 meter, its accuracy. One more decimal point will be there. And 10 to the power minus 5 meter accuracy is for the screw gauge or the spherometer. So you see, more accurate than this, and this is more accurate than this. Okay, so we have certain equipments which we will be going through the practicals. We will be using this in the practical in the laboratory. Let us discuss the measurement of large distances. So large distances, as the distances of planet of a star from the earth, can be determined with the help of the parallax method. What is parallax? Suppose you are seeing a point. Suppose you are seeing a pencil, and after that pencil there is a wall, and there is a wall. On the wall there is a point. Okay, so if we see from our left eye, to the point on the wall through that pencil, and then we see from other eye, keeping other eye closed. First we see with the left eye, then we see from the right eye the pencil. We are seeing the pencil, and we are seeing the behind wall. Then we see that the point on the wall is shifted. The point position of the pencil seems to be changed. When we see from one eye and then from other eye, position of the pencil seems to change with respect to the point on the wall. Now this is called the parallax. And this parallax phenomena is used to measure the large distances. Now, distance between our eyes is known as the basis. Means distance between the 2 points of observation is basis. So let us see how this parallax method can be used for measuring large distances. Okay. Suppose there is a planet S, and we observed this planet from two directions on the Earth. So we see that these are the two positions on the Earth, A and B. Okay, Earth is there, and these are the two positions on the Earth. Two positions on the Earth. From A position, if we are seeing that planet, this is the direction of observation. And from B position, if we are seeing, and in the both direction of observation, if the angle is theta, then this is a parallactic angle. And if we suppose the distance between the planet and the Earth is d, distance between the planet and the Earth is d, and we make a big circle taking radius d. Suppose we are making this big circle taking radius d, then this circle goes like this. Okay, keeping radius d, if we make a circle and we take this much sector of the circle, so this is arc. AB is the arc. This is basically basis, because from this point and this point we are taking observation, and this is the basis. Okay, and for this circle, big circle, we apply the formula angle is equal to arc upon radius. What formula will be using? Angle. This is a trigonometry formula. Angle is equal to arc upon radius. Now angle is in radians. This is because a plane angle. So theta is equal to arc means AB means B upon radius. We have taken radius capital D. So with the help of, we can calculate D, the distance of the planet from the Earth. D is what? D is B upon theta. We can calculate with the help of this simple trigonometry formula, angle is equal to arc upon radius. If you take this radius and make a big circle, and this will become an arc, the basis will become an arc. So angle is equal to arc upon radius. So theta is equal to B upon D. So D can be calculated. Okay, the distance between the planet and the Earth. Now, if we know this distance, and if we want to determine the size of the planet, then what we will do? We will do the same thing. See, let us make a figure at this place. Suppose this is a planet and its diameter is d, that we have to calculate. Okay, and this is Earth. From Earth we are taking observations. So let us see this planet. We are seeing this planet, and extreme end of this planet are seen by point on the Earth. So this angle is alpha. Okay, alpha is the angle made by this planet on our eye. Okay, so again if we take this distance as capital D, this capital D has already been known by the earlier method. Distance between the planet S and Earth has already been known in this previous formula. D is equal to B upon theta. Now it is known. Now again take the radius capital D and make a circle. Okay, take the radius capital B and make a big circle. If we make a big circle, then taking this portion, angle is equal to arc upon radius formula we will apply. Angle is equal to arc upon radius. So what we will be having? We will be having alpha is equal to arc means B D upon radius means this T. So this T. So what we have to calculate? The size of the planet means diameter of this planet. So D is equal to alpha times D. So D is equal to alpha times D. D is equal to alpha times D. So angle is always to be measured in radians. You have to remember that wherever angle comes in a formula, you have to keep it in radians. So this way, you see, by using the parallax method, we have determined the distance between the planet and the earth by the simple formula of the trigonometry. Okay, and the same formula we have applied here to calculate the size of the planet, because this distance is already known by this previous example. Okay, so again we will apply the same formula. Angle is equal to arc upon radius, keeping this D as radius. Then this small d means the diameter, means the size of the planet can be determined. Now let us see certain numericals on that. What is the numerical? Example 22.1. What it says? Calculate the angle of 1 degree, 1 minute and 1 second in radians. We have to convert all these into radians. What is given? Use 360 degree is equal to 2 pi radians. This is given. 360 degree is equal to 2 pi radians. 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So all of you must remember these three relations very clearly. Okay. 1 second of an arc, 1 second double dash is equal to 1 minute single dash is equal to 60 second. Second means double dash. This is one relation, it is given here. Another relation is there. 1 degree makes 60 minutes. Minute means 1 dash. So 1 degree is 60 minutes. And then in the trigonometry you have seen one line rotates from the 0 degree angle, starts from 0 degree angle, covers 90 degree, then goes to 180, then 270, then 360. The line is rotating. Okay, so that line completes how many radians? I will just make it here. Line starts from here, it goes from here, like this line goes from here, like this line is rotating. Okay, so here it is 0, here it is pi by 2, and here it is pi, and here it is 3 pi by 2, and here comes 2 pi. So in one revolution, the line makes 2 pi radians. Line covers 2 pi radians, and in degrees, this is 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, and this comes 360 degree. So 360 degree consists of 2 pi radians, that we must remember. And other two relations are 1 degree consists of 60 minutes and 1 minute consists of 60 seconds. These three relations are very useful and you have to remember them. The first part is convert 1 degree into radians. So A is, we know that 360 degree 2 pi radian. So 1 degree is equal to 2 pi by 360. That means pi by 180. So calculate this. Value of pi is 3.14. So if we calculate it, it's 1.745 into 10 power minus 2 radian. So this is to be remembered. Sometimes directly we can use this. 1 degree is equal to 1.745 into 10 to the power minus 2 radians. Okay. Now let us see B part. B part says convert 1 minute into radians. So we know that 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. Okay. And 1 degree is equal to, already we know, 1.745 into 10 power minus 2 radians. So 60 minutes is equal to 1.745 into 10 power minus 2 radians. Therefore 1 minute is equal to 1.745 into 10 power minus 2 divided by this 60. Divide by this 60. And this comes out to be 1 minute is equal to 2.908 into 10 to the power minus 4 radians. Okay. So 2.91 into 10 power minus 4 radians. This becomes 1 minute in radians. Now the third part is convert 1 second into radians. Okay. So how to convert 1 second into radians? We know the relation between minute and second. 1 minute consists of 60 seconds. And 1 minute, in the previous example, we have calculated 2.91 into 10 to the power minus 4 radians. So 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. And that is equal to 0.91 into 10 to the power minus 4 radians. Therefore 60 seconds में इतना, तो 1 second में कितना है, कितना हुआ भैया? तो 1 second में हुआ 2.908 divided by this 60. Okay, this comes out to be 4.847 to 10 to the power minus 4 radians. So 4.85 into 10 power minus 6 radians. Now this is important factor to be remember. In 1 second that we are having that many radians. Okay. Now apart from that, let us see the another example which uses this factor. Okay. Leaving this example 2.2, let us see this example. This example you can do example 2.2. It is easy and on the parallax. Okay. See the figure, apply the parallax method. Okay. So you can easily do that. Let us see where this factor has been utilized. See, the moon is observed from two diametrically opposite points A and B. So this is moon and it has been observed from point A and point B on the moon. Means diametrically opposite means this B basis is diameter of the earth. Okay. The angle theta subtended at the moon by the two directions of observation. This angle theta subtended at the moon, this is theta, by the two directions of observations is 1 degree 54 minutes. So this angle is 1 degree 54 minutes. Okay. Angle theta subtended at the moon by the two directions. Okay. Now given the diameter of earth to be about 1.276 into 10 to the power 7 meter. Now this diameter, this B is given. Okay. Compute the distance of the moon from the earth. Means this capital D you have to calculate. Now see this part of the bigger circle. This is a bigger circle. We have taken this as a radius and make a big circle, keeping this at the center. Moon is at the center. Then we will apply the formula angle is equal to arc upon radius. So theta is equal to B upon D. So theta is equal to B upon D. And we have to calculate the distance D. So D is equal to B upon theta. That means this we have to calculate. Okay. But before that, what we have to do? We have to do one thing, that theta is to be in radians and it is given here in degree and minutes. So you will see 1 degree 54 minutes. 1 degree 54 minutes is equal to 1 degree consists of 60 minutes. So 60 minutes plus 54 minutes. So it comes out to be 114 minutes, right? So 114 minutes, 1 minute is 60 seconds. So multiply by 60, it becomes second. So 114 into 60 seconds. Now in 1 second, 4.85 into 10 power minus 6 radians are there. So we directly multiply this factor 4.85 into 10 power minus 6 radians. So this comes out to be 3.32 into 10 power minus 2 radians. Now it has been converted into radians. Now we can use the formula. D is equal to B upon theta. This formula we will be using. D is equal to B upon theta. B is what? B is given. This is the basis. That is given diameter 1.276 into 10 power 7 and 3.32 into 10 power minus 2 in radians theta value. This we have already calculated here. So with the help of this, we can find the value 3.84 into 10 to the power 8 meter. Now see the next example 2.4. The sun's angular diameter is measured to be 1920 seconds. So this is the angular diameter of the sun. The distance d of the sun from the earth is given this. So let us say this figure. We have made this figure. This is sun. This is the diameter of the sun. So angular diameter is given, means we are seeing from here. So alpha is given. Angular diameter. While seeing the sun, this angular diameter is shown here. Okay. Now what is this capital D? Capital D is the distance from the point of observation and the sun. The point of observation is at the earth. So distance between earth and sun. So sun from the earth is 1.496 into 10 power 11. D, capital D is already given. Now see this figure. If you take this capital D as a radius and make a big circle, then definitely part of that circle, you can apply the same formula, angle is equal to arc upon radius. So alpha is equal to small d upon capital D. Alpha is equal to small d upon capital D. Then D is equal to alpha into capital D. So this formula you can apply directly. So sun's angular diameter alpha is 1920 seconds, but we need it in the radians. So we have to convert into radians. So again, we will apply the same formula, same factor. 1 second consists of that many radians. Therefore, 1920 seconds consists of 4.85 into 10 to the power minus 6 radians. 1920 multiplied by this. So this is 9.31 into 10 to the power minus 3 radians. Okay. Now we will apply D is equal to alpha D. So D can be calculated 9.31 into 10 power minus 3 into capital D is 1.496 into 10 to the power 11. And this comes out to be 1.39 into 10 to the power 9 meter. Okay. That is a small d. That is the diameter of the sun in our figure. Okay. So these are